Right, yes, hello, and welcome back to Free Vinyl Discovery. This week, yet another interesting album. Billy Idol, with his album Whiplash Smile. Now, I like Billy Idol. I've heard quite a few of his songs. I like Eyes Without a Face, Rebel Yell, Dance With Myself. Never have I ever been tempted to listen to a full album or go full into a discography, because I never thought that there would be much to say about it, short of those big tracks. But now I've listened to this, by moral obligation, thanks to the pile, and I'm going to talk to you about it for about 2 to 3, maybe 4 minutes, depending on how well I articulate myself. Let's get into it. The album in the physical form is presented very well. In fact, I can look at it and safely say that there isn't a mark on it. This could be new. This is probably one of the better albums in terms of condition in the pile, and it plays perfectly, so we have no complaints. It's quite a fun little design, actually, as well, especially on the back with the track listing and everything. And fun fact, I share a birthday with the man Billy Idol himself. Now, the tracks. It's a good album. I think if you don't like Billy Idol, you're not going to like this. This feels like a very good cross-section of his work that I already know to date. There's quite a few heavy rockers, and there's a couple of slow ones in there as well, akin to Eyes Without a Face. Perhaps that's the formula that he has in his albums, and he certainly doesn't break it here. I'm actually quite a fan of it. I don't think that you're going to find me saying that this is amazing work and this is some of the best stuff I found in the pile, because no, I think there is more creativity out there, but there's definitely merit in what Billy Idol is doing, and he's playing around with his tone in his songs as well, so actually, we need to give him credit where it's due, and I think he's definitely due it here. It starts off with World's Forgotten Boy, which really does remind me of Rebel Yell, especially with the repetition of the lyrics, more. Feels like he's parodying himself in a way, but maybe he's earned that with his reputation at this point. This is 1986. So he had a lot to live up to here, and he's doing more of the same. Make of it what you will if he's not really breaking the formula. Some people think that that's quite samey and repetitive, and you definitely have a good argument there. But I think he's working with what he's got. He's not going to be breaking any records anytime soon, no pun intended. But there's definitely some fun to be had there. The A-side is actually pretty strong. To Be a Lover is the song that they're advertising on the front, which is also pretty good. I think my least favourite on that side, though, is Sweet 16. I could honestly do without it. Just to bring us back to the design, you could tell this is the 3rd album that he released. So this is the 5th side of his discography and the 6th side of his discography. So that's a lot of fun. I think that's quite a nice little detail. It's like, are you keeping up with the Billy Idol discography and the records that he's got? Can only really get away with this in the vinyl era. You can't do it really with CDs because it's just counting the albums at the end of the day. The B-side, I've just given it another listen, and actually it's a really good hitter as well. Less of the softer songs, you really find those in the A-side, but there's a lot of variety here, even though it's all leaning towards that heavy-hitting sound, and it's a really nice listen. The A-side, I think, has got the more memorable ones, but it's also got the biggest lows in the album as well, whereas the B-side is more consistent and steady. The opening track, Don't Need a Gun, goes on a bit. It's a bit too long, but nonetheless, it's pretty good. And the middle tracks in there, Beyond Belief, Fatal Charm and All Summer Single, they're quite nice as well. All these songs are quite repetitive when it comes to their motifs within the songs, the way that the guitar rings out. It's all very much consistent as the songs progress, but I still like it. I'm someone that does think, when you've got a sound, let's keep it if it works. If you're playing around with it too much, you might lose my interest. But I can't say that Billy Idol does that. Sure, there are songs that dip a little bit, but overall, the album listening experience is definitely one that I can recommend, and I'm really pleased to have it in my collection, actually. Therein lies the question, do I want to do a full deep dive of Billy Idol? The answer is no, and I'll tell you why. I reckon I would like the first 3 albums up until this point, all the ones with his big songs on there. White Wedding is another one that's okay, but not in my top 3, as you've already heard. But I reckon once he gets into the 90s, things are going to change. Sound is either going to get stale, or he's going to try and do something that's just not going to be akin to what we've come to get to know from Billy Idol. There's a reason why we don't know the songs on those latter albums. So no, I'm not going to go near them. You couldn't pay me. But these ones were free. I'm happy to have it. It's a good one to have in my collection. I can't say it'll be the same for everyone, but maybe I'm being a little bit judgmental of my small but loyal audience out there. What do you think of Billy Idol? Correct me if I'm wrong. Let me know in the comments below. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you again next week.